Hello, this is Sam from SquidFX, and I'm going to show you how you can create an animation where the width of the 3D text panels expand as they come on the screen, like this. They start really skinny, and then it increases in size horizontally. It's a cool look, and you can achieve it with keyframes on the timeline in the keyframe editor, like this. If you're not familiar with keyframes in Final Cut Pro, don't worry, I'm going to walk you through it. Let's start at the top. I'm going to bring 3D text panel number 7 from my titles browser onto my timeline. And for the sake of this example, I'm going to set the background parameter to transparent and the panel light parameter to on at start. Let's look at what we've got right now. We've got this 3D text panel, and there is a built-in animation called twist. There's a little fade in. And before I start setting any keyframes, I just want to make sure that I'm happy with the width as it is right now. The width parameter is up here in the inspector. You can set keyframes in the inspector. I prefer to be able to see my keyframe editor, maybe because I'm an animator. And so the way that you do that is you come down here to the timeline, make sure you've got your title selected, and then hit Control V, or you can right click on the title and select Show Video Animation. You might be familiar with keyframes already in the context of the opacity parameter, which you can use to fade your clip on and off. You can access the keyframes for the width parameter by coming up here in your video animation editor. It says 3D text panel, and you just specify that you want to look at the width keyframes. Because the width is the first slider in the title inspector, you're able to expand those two the same way that you can expand the keyframe editor for the opacity parameter. And here you got it. There's no keyframes right now, so it's just a horizontal line. What you want to do is you want to option click to create a keyframe. So I'm going to set my first keyframe at the very beginning of the title, and the second one at the point where I think that the width animation should end. I'm going to do the second one first. Option click right here, creates a keyframe, and option click over here towards the beginning. I'm going to lower the value of that first keyframe down to 0, which means the width is the smallest possible of the 3D text panel. And then I'm going to bring it over here to the left, just to make sure it's at the very beginning of the title. I like to add an ease to those keyframes, and you can do that by control clicking or right clicking right on the line and selecting ease in. If you're not familiar with easing and keyframing, easing is a way to make movement smoother when you're dealing with keyframes. So that looks like that. Let's play it and see what we've got. Well, that's cool, except for the fact that the text is kind of sticking out the side of the panel, which is not cool. Fortunately, you can come over here to the inspector and select this checkbox that says Text Center Fade. And what that does is as the panel is expanding, the text is going to be moving out from the center, fading in from the center. You can change the speed that the text is fading out from the center to match the speed of the expanding a little better over here by changing the built-in speed parameter in the inspector. The more you increase the built-in speed, the faster that text is going to fade in from the center. So let's have a look. I'm pretty happy with that. It moves a little fast though. Maybe we can slow it down. Let's come down here to the second keyframe, and I'm going to shift click it so that I can drag it left and right without its value going up or down. Let's take a look at that. There, that's a little better. Except now the text center fade is happening a little too fast. So I'm going to come back here to the built-in speed parameter and slow that down a little bit. Very nice. I'm happy with that. One thing you should know is because you've keyframed the width parameter, if you were to go up into the inspector and just change that width parameter, it's going to automatically add another keyframe wherever your playhead is parked. You don't really want that to happen. Presumably what you wanted to happen is you just wanted to change the width that the 3D text panel expands to in the first place. So I'm going to undo that And instead, I'm going to park the playhead right on that keyframe. And now when I change the width parameter, no additional keyframes are created. You're just editing that keyframe. Incidentally, you could have also done that same thing by clicking on the keyframe and bringing it up or down, which is going to increase or decrease the width parameter of that keyframe. Hope that all makes sense. Thanks for checking out 3D text panels, and good luck on all your projects.